Hey there, my artists. Today we're going to talk about the Kindness Rock Project. This Kindness Rock Project is a viral trend where people paint rocks and pebbles and leave them for people to find or collect. Today, we're going to paint a rock to leave somewhere in our neighborhood to brighten someone's day. Getting started with this project, you're going to go on a little trip. We're going to look around our yard, look around our neighborhood, and we're going to find some rocks. I've already done that, and I'm starting to wash them in my sink, making sure I get all the dirt and the grass and all the outside stuff off them. What I want you to do is I want you to focus on the shape of the rocks or the pebbles that you're looking for. Think about what it is you want to paint on them and see what you can find. I looked for rocks that are rounder, that have some flat sides that maybe I can paint something on. Once you have your rocks picked out, we're going to give them a good bath. I just used some Dawn dish soap. Any dish soap will work. And we're just going to use a scrub brush. You can use your hands, and we're just going to get all of that grime off of our rocks. That way we have a fresh little canvas to paint on. Once you're done washing all of your rocks, you're going to want to dry them. I'm just using a little dish towel that I have on hand. And you're also going to want to clean out your sink when you're done, because as you can see, we've made quite the mess and we don't want to leave that behind. So make sure that you rinse out all the extra dirt lingering or any soap that might be left over. Before we start painting, you're going to give your rocks some time to dry off. I've given my rock a couple hours to dry off, making sure there isn't moisture left on the surface. And I'm going to go ahead and start painting. With our Kindness Project rocks, I want us to spread some joy. And in order to do that, we need to paint something on a rock that sparks joy within us. I'm painting my rock pink because pink is my favorite color. Now the pink is only a background. I decided that I'm going to be painting a rainbow on my rock. Rainbow colors remind me of my classroom, and it makes me so happy. For a minute, I want you to think about what sparks joy with you. What makes you happy? And I want you to paint that on your rock. Now, if you would like to do a rainbow, just like mine, go ahead and follow along. But if you want to do something different, I totally encourage that. Now that my background color is pretty much finished, I'm going to let it dry. I want to let that paint dry completely before I paint my rainbow on top. Now I'm going to start my rainbow. I'm actually going to be working backwards, and I'm going to start with my purple. That way I have plenty of room for all my colors. To start the rainbow, I'm going to paint a small arched line. Next, I'm going to be painting blue, going in that rainbow color order, carefully following that arched line. Now it's time for green. Next comes yellow. Then we paint orange. And to complete our rainbow colors, we paint red. Now I'm going to add some clouds beneath the rainbow. I'm going to bounce my brush just up and down, stippling on my clouds. Stippling is when we use our brush to kind of bounce the paint on there so it looks light and fluffy. Then I'm going to take a little bit of that leftover purple and I'm going to mix it with some white. Then I'm going to stipple that on the lower part of the cloud. This is going to give it kind of like a shadowed look and give it some dimension. Now we're going to let our painting dry for a bit before we add our Mod Podge to seal it. Alright, so now that my rock has sat for a bit, it is completely dry and we are ready to paint on our Mod Podge. So basically, Mod Podge is kind of like our Elmer's glue. When it dries, it's going to dry clear and it's going to be very shiny. So basically, this is going to keep our paint from chipping. It's going to keep it safe from the elements, any rain or wind or anything else it might come into contact with when it's outside. So it's going to just be a really pretty finishing touch. I would recommend painting at least 1 or 2 coats of our Mod Podge, leaving enough time for it to dry in between your coats. And I would let your rock dry for a full 24 hours before you take it outside and put it in your neighborhood. That way it gives it plenty of time for the Mod Podge to completely dry. So here's a little video clip of me actually taking my kindness rock outside. I found a really pretty flower bed with some tulips and I decided that I was going to put my little rainbow rock there for somebody to find or for somebody to just admire. So I can't wait to see what you guys create.